Hey guys, got a viewer asked me in a comment what I do to get out of a slump. And I thought, okay, I'll do a video about that. I spent the last couple of days thinking what I should talk about and whether I don't know enough about it to say it and whether I'm capable of saying it coherently. I guess you guys could be the judge of that. So we'll give it a try. First thing about being in a slump playing pool is you have to be 100% honest with yourself. And are you in a slump? Or did you just have a bad night or bad league match? A couple bad league matches. Maybe your opponents have just been shooting really well lately. Everybody's got everybody's got an average game. Some they shoot better, some they shoot worse, and it averages out. Maybe they're all shooting really well. You're not in a slump at all. Maybe you're shooting your normal game. It's just not good enough at the moment because those guys are shooting really well. Or like when I first started learning one pocket, yeah, I was a pretty good 9-ball player and a pretty good bank pool player. But I got my ass handed to me quite a bit playing one pocket, not because I was in a slump, because I didn't know the damn game. And that was perfectly fine. So many times, just knowing the cause of a slump is sometimes just the hardest part of it. Because sometimes just knowing the cause, it's basically fixed. It doesn't bother you anymore. So find out if you're in one. And if you're not, then there's no fixing. Don't ever tell yourself, oh, I think I'm in a slump. Because if you think you're in a slump, it may become a self-fulfilling prophecy and you put yourself into one. Because you're thinking about it, you're worried that you might be in a slump, and then so you're going to be extra careful and stuff, and then guess what, you get into a slump. Because you just changed things. You just changed your game. You became all extra careful and shit all the time. And intense. That's a really good lead. See that? Another thing that people can do. No, I was not playing that 2 rails. That's crazy talk. Is they'll have a bad night or whatever and say, well, I was in a slump. And it's almost like they're saying, well, I would have shot really well, but I'm in a slump. Like they're using that slump as an excuse for their poor performance. And that's not any good. Don't want any excuses for your poor performance. You want to find out as much as you can what happened. And if it's something that you can do anything about, then you do something about it. If it's something you can't do anything about, like your opponent just shot really well, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You could send somebody to Tanya Harding their kneecap or whatever. That seems just a little bit drastic and illegal. See, I'm not in a slump right now. I'm just shooting badly because I'm talking to you. That's fine though. So I find myself in one, and it's been a while since I found myself in what I would call like a real slump. I've been in some. Obviously, I've been in some. Usually I know the cause, and I can say, well, shit, that person is bothering me, but I'm not going to let him put me in a slump. Or my ex-girlfriend's bartending, but I'm not going to let that bother me and put me in a slump. Or I'll go someplace else. Or hell, I'm trying to learn the game of one pocket, and I suck at it. So that's put me in a slump, even though it really hasn't. I don't know, I already yammered about that. Now I'm just trying to make banks. I haven't been playing a lot of bank pool. I've been trying to play a lot of 8-ball. And So I haven't been banking a lot of balls. You can kind of tell probably. If I'm in a slump, or if a person is in a slump, I think there are probably two things that they can do. And I've done them both in the past. One of the things is I'll just set up a shot that I know I can make pretty regularly. The 7 straight in the corner. I can make this pretty regularly, but it's not easy. It still takes some effort and concentration and all that on my part. So I'll just set it up and just shoot it, and focusing on just making this ball, not worrying about anything else. You know, sometimes easier said than done. I don't like that. I can come up here. I don't think I would ever miss a 7 from here, but that's not the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise is I want it to be a little bit difficult. I want to have to kind of, immerse myself in the shot. By doing that, once the ball starts going in, I'm convincing myself that, I don't completely suck. I'm not a worthless player. I'm also, if there was anything just like a little bit out of alignment, physically, like my head was tilted or whatever, that will fix itself. Just with the long straight shot, it will just fix itself. I don't have to think about it. I'm not going to correct for just cutting that 5 to the left for some reason. I just shoot it again and try to put the 5 in the middle of the pocket again. Eventually, it was like most other shots, I get locked into that and I can make the shot pretty regularly. So that fixes any minor little physical thing that I might have had wrong. It allows me to focus on the shot, not focus on anything else that might have been bothering me, either external or internal. I can just be sad about something, and that can put me in a slump. Simply, if I'm able to just simply focus on the shot, though, then I'm not being sad anymore, at least at the moment. Being sad about missing that 3 just now, that's not what I'm talking about. Not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being in a slump, not missing a shot. So that's one thing. If you have access to a practice table, and you feel like I just haven't been shooting very well lately. I'm in a slump. I got to get out of a slump. If you have access to just something like this, just shoot it. You're, like I said, convincing yourself that you don't suck. And if there's any little minor physical thing that's wrong, you could be fixing that at the same time. So that's one approach that I've used and I've seen people use for trying to break out of a slump. Is just a shot. And your mileage may vary. You may want to pick an easier shot. You may want to pick a harder shot. I would not recommend like trying to shoot to 10 and draw back here. But there could be some people that are good enough that maybe that's the shot they can do all the time. Me, I can't. So I wouldn't pick something that hard. I want something that's absolutely doable, that I feel like I could make it 10 times in a row. If I was shooting well, I could make it 10 times in a row. Does that make sense? But still within my range of abilities. That's just what I do. I usually just pick this long diagonal shot. Sometimes when I'm in like a little mini slump, as far as like just banking, I'll set up kind of the equivalent shot, but the straight back instead of the diagonal shot. This is a fairly standard bank shot. If I don't feel like I'm hitting them right, maybe in danger of going into some kind of slump, just set this up. This shot's absolutely hard enough. That doesn't bother me if I miss. But if I make it, then that definitely helps me feel better, right? So, like I said, that's one way that I've used and heard people use to get out of a slump. Another way is, I'm assuming that everybody watching this video plays pool and enjoys pool. And I'm also going to assume that even back when you started, even when you couldn't make a ball to save your life maybe, it was still fun. It's still a fun activity to shoot the ball, and even doing that, it's still fun because every now and then you'll do that and the ball goes in and you can find the improvement. That's just what I'm getting at. It's fun. Pool's fun. So another approach to maybe getting out of a slump is just try to go back into that mode, just to where it's just fun. You're not putting any pressure or expectations on yourself. You're just at a practice table or in your own home or wherever, and you're just playing, and you don't care if the ball goes in or not. It's cool if it goes in, but it's going to be fun out of the way. Remind yourself that even though you're in a slump and you feel horrible about letting your league team down or whatever, that's still a fun game, or you wouldn't be doing it. I'm hoping you wouldn't be doing it. There was a kiss on that shot. Did you see that? Actually, I don't think there was. I think I just missed it that badly. I haven't been playing a lot of bank pool lately. I've been playing a lot of 8-ball lately. I haven't even played a lot of bank pool since I switched to the skew. That's fine. It doesn't mean I'm in a slump, though. It just means I'm not playing a lot of bank pool. It felt like I was in a slump. Then I would do the fun thing. I try to just make it fun again. What I need to do to make it fun. Maybe try shit that no sane person would ever shoot in a game, like that 2-ball cross side. Not there. There's what I meant. Just do this. You're shooting. You're relaxed. You're having a good time. You're reminding yourself of why you're doing this. And then there's no need to get all stressed out over it. That was a really good shot. See that? Doesn't count in bank pool, but we'll take it for practice. I guess you crap like 3-rail. I don't know this 3-rail shot. 15 in the corner. I don't know this. I could just shoot this. It's not going to bother me at all if it doesn't go in. In theory, I might learn something, like how to get it closer to the pocket than 3 feet away. Certainly hope that I can get it closer than 3 feet away. And if I can't, I could have to keep working on it, or I can move on to something else. That's closer than 3 feet. It's only a foot that time. I think that might be all that I have to say about it. Is you got to know are you in a slump? Are you really and truly in one? Or did you just have a bad day or game or league match or whatever? Are you really in one? And if you're in one, why? Why is that? A slump it's not a thing. It didn't just crawl up from hell just to mess with your game. There's a cause for it. Sometimes they're obvious. Like if I broke my arm was in a cast. Sometimes they're not so obvious. Sometimes they're external. Sometimes they're internal. Sometimes they could just be some little stupid physical thing, like I was talking about. You buy a new pair of shoes, all of a sudden your balance is a little bit different. You're up a ½ inch taller or some crap like that. They can be some really stupid things. So, are you in one? If you're in one, why? If you can figure that out. one of the things you can possibly do to get yourself out of one is pick something that's moderately difficult and just keep shooting it. I hit that ball perfectly 100% straight, which is fine, except it wasn't a perfectly 100% straight shot. It was a very slight cut to my right. So did I do something good or something bad? I think I did something bad. Same thing again. So do that and hopefully make it. I recommend not trying to talk into a camera when you're trying to get out of a slump, but try. The other thing is just try to have fun with it. Try to get on a practice table or something and just have fun. Relive the days, whether it was a month ago or 40 years ago, when you were first starting out and you loved the game because it was fun for you. And I don't ever want to lose that. I want it to always be fun for me. I don't want to be like one of those guys that, they lose a match and they look like they're going to go home and kill themselves or something. I don't ever want to be one of those guys. So that's to get out of one. To not ever go into a slump, I'm a big proponent of, like, one of the things that I got it from several people in my life, but Scott Frost talked about it in one of his instructional videos, was warming up for a match. You don't want to go into a slump in your match. It's an important match. I'm a big proponent of shooting easy shots when you're warming up. Just shoot easy shots, and that's going to help your confidence. It's going to get your arm moving and all that like it's supposed to. If you practice hard shots, odds are you're probably going to miss some of those hard shots, or they're not hard enough, right? And then you go into your match, and at least a part of your memory is of you missing shots. If you shoot nothing but easy shots when you're warming up, then you're not going to have any memories of missing. You're going to have memories of making everything you shoot at. This has got to be good. Right? Got to be good. And I think that can help keep people out of a slump. And that little confidence boost and all that. It's fun to make balls. More fun than missing balls, I believe. I think that's about all I want to say. I don't like this video, so if you don't either, I guess it's fine. It's a subject I may revisit in the future, because I think I can do a better job than this. Thanks, guys.